Hey y'all, what is up? I am Felris. Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited that you have decided to play Raid Shadow Legends with me today. Now, some interesting news that we have had is this Serpant Titan event. And that's what I want to cover in today's video. Apparently, you will be able to get a soul for the free champion Mithrala in this Titan event. We don't know what level of soul yet, but apparently we will be able to get a soul. Now, the way you get the soul is from the Hydra chests, okay? So you get 1 to 2 fragments every week on normal if you do 6.66 million damage, and I think fragments are in all the chests. Yeah. I believe that goes all the way, up through Nightmare. So you're going to be getting all the fragments from these Hydra chests, okay? And you come in here to the portal, and you can fragment summon her. Alright, so this is what she looks like. She looks like she's based off of like a dragon Medusa type of thing. Apparently she was a pirate at some point in the lore. I don't know. But let's read what her kit is. So, A1, Libation of Pain, attacks 2 times at random, 80% chance of placing a 5% poison for 2 turns. Okay, it's okay. Poisons are always good, you know. It has a cool animation too. I've faced it many times in Arena. Sigil of Toxic Glory attacks all enemies, places Hex for 2 turns, also places 60% increased defense and 50% increased attack on all allies for 2 turns. Okay, that seems pretty good, particularly in Hydra, which is where you get her from. You're buffing up, you're putting your enemies under Hex, which just means they're going to receive more damage, which is great. Then, Rimming Silex removes all debuffs from all allies and places 25% strengthen and a shield equal to 30% of this champion's max HP on all allies for 2 turns. So it's a sustain move, okay? And then her passive is what makes her actually really good in places like Arena. Whenever this champion is attacked by an enemy under a Hex debuff, has a 50% chance of applying a Petrification debuff on the attacker for 1 turn, which is just crowd control, right? It also functions as a block buffs. It's like a block buffs crowd control. Whenever an ally is attacked by an enemy under a Hex debuff, has a 30% chance of placing Petrification. Also increases this champion's resistance. The amount by which it is increased is equal to the amount of accuracy this champion has. So any accuracy you put on her is going to be converted to resistance. Okay, so it seems like a pretty solid support crowd control Hydra champion, right? Buffs, debuffs with the crowd control, and the poisons. Alright, so she's a free champion. Everyone can get her just by doing Hydra. And we're going to get her soul. Now, depending on where you are in the game, this could be really good or just something that you completely want to skip. Personally, I might go for a low-level soul. I don't have Mithrala yet, right? I'm pretty far from being able to get her. And, 17 fragments in. While I would think that maybe a 5-star soul would be good, I'm not sure I want to invest the resources to get it through the Titan event, right? It's something to weigh, because I just finished the Shaek fusion, right? Who I am currently training up in order to do a video on him. So stay tuned for that. I think I'm going to be releasing that tomorrow. I just finished that. It was very resource intensive, probably the hardest I pushed my account in a long time. So I'm not sure I want to do this Serpent Titan event, particularly since we know that there will be a Hero's Path on Thursday, which may have Shaek's soul in it. I'd much rather have Shaek's soul than Mithrala's soul, because I'm several months away from Mithrala. But if I can get, even a 1-star soul for Shaek, right, what I'd probably do is Lightning Cage, right, because he's a mischief tank. So I go Lightning Cage on him. That allows him to do more damage. That gives him another buff. He's already got more than enough resistance now to be Mischief Tank, right? Yeah, way more than enough to Mischief Tank, right? So even just a 1-star soul, so I'd probably save my resources for that and not do the Titan event, except for, like, the low-hanging fruit that comes from, just doing the classic arena takedowns, artifact enhancement, all that kind of stuff. However, if I could get mythical books, that would be wonderful, because my mythical needs more books, particularly the second form. The first form is kind of where I want it, but I want to book this cooldown, alright, and I want to book this ignore resistance, because that means I can build him with less accuracy, which will be great, because his accuracy is already decently low. What is it? Yeah, almost 200. So I want the mythical skill tome. Depending on where it sits, we're going to have to see. But is this Titan event good, and should you do it? Well, if you're close to Mithrala, I say, go for at least the low-level soul, That's what I'd probably do. That's what I might still do. Go for a low-level soul. That way, when I get her, I can awaken her, right? But I don't know. If you already have the soul for her, or you already have her and have her somewhat awakened, I think you just wait and see, right? But is this event good? Like, is it good for people? I think it just depends on where you are in the game. I don't think it's for, like, very end game people who already have an awakened Mithrala. I think this is geared towards more early game or mid game players who are in the process of getting Mithrala or who have her, right? I don't think it's going to be, too much of a boost for others. That being said, I'm far enough away from her that it's like, maybe I'll just get the low one. I'm not gonna definitely go all invested, because I want to save my resources. I completely trashed all my shards so that I could do the fusion. And a little bit more than the fusion, I got some, like, extra chickens and whatever from the events. So that's kind of where I stand on it. Let me know where you stand on it in the comments. And tomorrow I will be demonstrating Shayak, probably not at 60. I probably won't get him to 60 at this point. I tend to train up my 60s through content and just, like, dungeon runs and stuff, and I've been using him in Spider. But so probably he won't be full max level, definitely won't have all the books, but he'll be built well enough to where he can really shine. He already does really shine in a lot of areas. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming tomorrow. I have been Felrus. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video.